and welcome to Ellen Ruth Soap. I'm Ellen, and today I'm going to make a summer-inspired soap, and I was thinking of summer skies. I made a beach soap already, and beach theme. I was just floating in my pool and looking at the sky, and the birds were chirping, and I'm like, there is something just uniquely beautiful about a summer sky. The color blue and little puffy clouds. It was just an idyllic day, and I was loving the moment. So for the fragrance for summer skies is going to be watermelon lemonade. To me, that is just quintessential summer scent. It smells juicy and fruity. The reviews on this says it doesn't cause discoloration, acceleration, separation, ricing, all the stuff, and it doesn't discolor. It has no vanillin. So I love that. All of my colors will hopefully stay true to their colors, and let's talk about that. So summer sky, I want to put a sun embed in here, and normally when I do my embeds, I've been doing cold process. Well, today I'm going to do a melt and pour embed. One of the reasons why I want to do melt and pour is the sparkly yellow that I'm going to use, and this is from Rustic Essentials. It's called Sunburst Sparkle Mica. And melt and pour will show the sparkliness more than cold process. I don't know why, but glitters, like even my glitter shimmer gold mica and stuff, the cold process, if you mix it in the batter, it loses that sparkle. But melt and pour keeps the sparkle, and I want my sun to sparkle. So this is the color of the sun. I might do a little titanium dioxide swirl in there maybe, or we'll just go full on bright yellow sun. So we'll do a sun embed and then the sky. This is just going to be a sky with a sun. I'm going to do some blues and some white mixed in. I'm thinking of in the pot swirl, so just a swirly with the sun embed, and then I'll keep a little white off to the side and do like fluffy dollop clouds on top of the body of the soap. That's what's in my mind. So let's talk about the blues. The first blue I'm going to use is Bell Bottom Blue from Wholesale Supplies Plus, and this is a little dark for me, so I'm going to add some TD in here to lighten it up. I'm going to shoot for not a baby blue, but a much lighter blue, and I don't have one back there. The light blue I have on my shelf is a steely grayish blue, and I want this to be a bright blue sky, so I'm going to add a little TD and hopefully bring this down to a lighter blue, and then I'm also going to swirl in there a darker blue. It's called Blue Skies from Be Scented, and this is just beautiful. But these are very close together. Look at the very similar. This one I'm going to bring down. This one I'm going to leave as is. Those will be swirled. And then I have my titanium dioxide bottle. I've talked about this before. I'll mention it quickly. This bottle has some ball bearings in the bottom that help keep everything mixed. It's 1 part water soluble TD to 2 parts water. That's what's in this bottle. You can get oil soluble TD. You can mix it up a little as you're doing your batch. You don't need to have a big mega container. I just love the convenience of this. There's my TD. Talked about the color, everything. That's it. I pretty much, I think that's the plan. We're going to do in the pot swirl, sun embed. I'll bring you along as I make that embed, and then cloud dollops on top. But I think this fragrance is what's going to carry this. It smells so juicy and good. I'm very excited to make these bars. So let me get everything pulled together, and of course, I will be sharing the recipe down below. I've been sharing recipes a lot lately. I may not always share recipes when I do stuff, but I think the majority of my videos, people really appreciate that. So I'm trying to find as many recipes as I can share. So it'll be written down below, and I'll talk you through it as we do. Let's get ready to make some summer skies, juicy, fruity scented soap today. All right, we are back to make our little sun embed here. I filled it with water and the length of my mold, and I'm going to need about 5 ounces of melt and pour. This is clear melt and pour, and it's a low sweat melt and pour from Nurture Soap. And I have a link for Nurture Soap in the description box, and I am affiliated with them, although they are not sponsoring today's video. I bought this on my own and paid, their price for it. I think they have great deals over there, and they have great products. So let me dice this up. We're going to do 5 ounces of the low sweat clear melt and pour, and then we will get to adding our beautiful yellow color and get it poured in the mold so it's all ready to go when it's time to make our soap. There we go. All right, now I'm going to pulse this in the microwave. until it is all melted, and I pulse in about 10 to 20 second bursts because I don't want to overheat this. And so we'll be back when it's melted and ready for color. We are back, and this looks like it's not even going to be close to the volume I need. So we'll color this, get it poured in, and if I need to make more and add to it, we can do that. So I have my little trusty baby spoon here, and I'm just going to do about that much. And let's get that blended in. Isn't that just the brightest, sunniest color? I love it. All right, let's see how far this gets us. I have a feeling we're going to need to pour more. Well, maybe not. Hey, look at that. I'm shocked. I guess the circumference difference is just, it's deceiving how it looks. Anyway, there it is. I'm going to just leave this alone, walk away and let it cool, and we'll be back when it's time to make the body of the soap. And we are back for our soap additives, but before we do that, I wanted to unmold my little Embed here, my Sunshine. I'm so excited about this color, and I will get it fitted to my mold here. I'll show you how I do that. So these silicone molds are so nice. I got this on Amazon. They're relatively inexpensive, and you know, once you get them, you use them forever. And look how perfect that is. I love this color. Now it's time to get this measured to fit in our mold. And I'm just gonna hold it up here. Oh, and look at that. It's perfect. I eyeballed it. Wow, that is really close. This side has a little divot, so the end piece is gonna be a little shy. Actually, I'm gonna just shave that off so that I will have, there we go. Make it nice and smooth. And I will put the embed all the way down on one, and you know how I get a little end slice off this mold? My sample piece probably won't have a full Sunshine on it, but the rest of the bars will. Oh, I'm so happy with this. Oh my goodness. All right, let me set this off to the side, and let's get to our soap additives. Oh, it smells good in here. By the way, I did not add any fragrance to this embed, and I should have, because it's so tart and juicy. I'm loving the fragrance. So yeah, I wish I had added fragrance in here, but I didn't. But it's in here with the oils, and the recipe is down below. This is my Lard recipe. I've shared it before, and I'm just loving it. And plus, if you saw my first time I used this recipe, I have that huge bucket of rendered lard, and I have to work my way through it. So that is the recipe we're doing today. Again, it's down below. Let's add our additives in here. This is our kaolin clay. I'm gonna add about 1 tablespoon, that's a generous tablespoon, of kaolin clay in here, and the colloidal oats, which, let me talk about these for a second. These are not actually colloidal oats. You can look up on Amazon or online colloidal oats, and it's a thing. It's a very fine powdered whole oat with the germ included, and that becomes colloidal oats. This is a whole oat flour that I get on Amazon, and I'll leave a link down below, and I like it just as well, but it is not as fine a grind. It does, it can leave speckles in your soap, but I love it. But just a word to that, when I say colloidal oats, this is actually an oat flour, and if you have oat sensitivities, just leave this out. So anyway, 1 tablespoon of that goes in here. Let's get this blended up, and let's get on to our summer skies. I can't wait to get those blues in here and see the colors come out. All right, we're back. All the additives are blended. Here is our lye solution, and I did an aloe vera water lye solution. So this is 50% water, 50% aloe vera juice, and then the sodium hydroxide. I did the tussled silk fibers, the sugar, and the sodium lactate, like I always do, because I love my extra additives. And let me say, this recipe that I'm sharing down below and the volume I'm doing here is a 5% super fat, and my water volume is 28%. I like to usually work with a steep water discount. That's how I prefer to do it. It reduces glycerin rivers, it reduces soda ash, and I think soaps cure faster with a steeper water discount. So 28% water, 5% super fat, just for your information. I've got everything ready to go, the colors. So my game plan is I am going to pour about 3/4 of the batter in the mold and then put my embed in, top it off, and then I will get the little extra leftover batter for the fluffy clouds up to a thick trace so I can dollop them on top. That's the game plan. And that's, you know, assuming everything's going to behave as advertised here. Oh, this fragrance. It's not a like sugar sweet. It's definitely has like a fruit sweetness, but it has that like juicy tartness. I love tart sweet. Yeah, it's good. All right, let's get these poured off for our colors, and then we'll get on to that. Make sure I've got emulsion here. Lard soaps tend to behave really well, and you don't want to get a false trace or a not emulsion. I want to make sure everything's blended really good. All right, and then we can do all of our extra blending once we are measured off. Are back. It has been about 48 hours since we made this, and the reason I waited an extra day is because this was so slow to trace. I like to give slow tracing soaps an extra day to firm up in the mold. I love how it looks, the top, my fluffy cloud top. So let's get it out of the mold and see how that sunshine embed and all the colors and all the good stuff. Let's see what's going on the inside. The lovely Olga, and I can see my little embed on one side, so I'm gonna have that be a full bar, and the side where it was a little short I'll put over here for my end slice. And the other caution is we're gonna have to cut really slow because melt and pour doesn't cut very well with wires. You can pop a wire pretty easily, so I'm just gonna go real slow when we hit the melt and pour embed. Hopefully we won't pop a wire. Oh, there we hit it. All right. Just gonna go slow. It's not impossible, but you definitely want to take your time. There we go. And once it starts cutting through, it goes. Whew. That was a bit of a nail biter. All right, we made it. Let's see. Oh my goodness. All right. This is interesting. Okay, we're going to talk about what's going on here, where it's sort of clear and then it's more, the color is down at the bottom. I'll tell you what I think is happening, but first let's look at that beautiful color. Oh my goodness. Pretty, pretty colors. Okay, let's talk about what I believe is going on with the Embed. When I finished the topping on here, because it was such a loose batter, I definitely wanted this to go through gel phase. And so I took my heating pad out, put my loaf on there, put my cooler over the top, and these went through gel phase. And I think what happened is the Embed here probably melted as the heat mass went up, and the mica in my little Embed sunk down, because this whole thing here probably melted while this went through gel phase. That's what I'm imagining happened. I actually think it's kind of cool looking. So anyway, I'm not disappointed. It's just an interesting phenomenon, something to note. I think a cold process Embed might have been a better choice for me, but you know, it's done. Soap is made. I can't change my mind now. And I think it's kind of cool looking, actually. Oh, these colors though, come on now. Happy. I'm happy. I'm not going to be mad at this soap. And let's talk about, look at the cloud here. If you can see the little speckles, that is my colloidal oats. So if you wanted a really pure white top, leave the oats out. They don't bother me, but that's what you're seeing up there. Yeah, that's really interesting about this. But you know what? I still would have gone through gel phase, but I would have, you know, if I had this to do over again, I would make cold process embed so that it can handle the gel phase. All that being said, I think these swirls, I love it. I love it. The fragrance in here is, it's present. I wouldn't say it's strong, but it's not light either. It's like just there. And so I'm hoping as these cure, the fragrance will blossom and stick around because it's good. So I don't want it to fade out. These were fun to make. And again, these are big, beefy bars of soap with the top in here going outside the mold. These are probably going to be, I get 9 full-size bars from that little Amazon mold plus my little end piece here. And these are going to probably be over 6 ounces. I'm guessing they're going to be 6 to 6.5 ounces. That's a big bar, which I don't think anyone minds a big bar. I love them. Oh, these were fun to make. Yeah, you know, live and learn. That's an interesting phenomenon. I've made smaller melt and pour embeds, little dolphins and things, and I've not had this happen with gel phase, but these are kind of big, so I don't know. If you've seen this happen before, let me know your experience. I'd love to hear what went on in your soap. Well, after 48 hours in the mold, these are nice and firm, but I'm still going to wait a couple of hours before we come in and do the beveling and stamping and, you know, all the stuff that we do here. Thank you for joining me. I hope you give the recipe a try because I am loving it. And I hope these give you all the summer sky vibes. Have a wonderful day.